Questions for Brendan?
Did you get a sense early that the rhythm just wasn't there? And how do you try to get out of that?
You just got to try to find a way to move the chains, try to get in rhythm. It's really tough. We just had a lot of mistakes, just little mistakes here and there that just kind of throw off the whole play. So we definitely got to get that stuff corrected, but found a way to win, and we will take that.
Did you think you and Caldwell were going to have a day there for a bit?
Oh, yeah, especially after the long touchdown and then the second touchdown. But, he still had a solid day. We still had a all right day as an offense, still end up finding a way to put points on the board, I guess, when we needed to, but we still too many 3-and-outs, too many mistakes, too much sloppy ball.
Have you been able to look at the Goody play, and do you think he could have gotten that second hand out there? I saw you debating it on the sideline.
No, I gave him a hard time about it, but I put it a little bit out there. He kind of got tangled up whenever the kid fell down from UCF, and then he got rolled up on early in the game, so he could have been dealing with that. I don't know what it was, but going down down the line in these next few games, we gotta hit those for sure.
Didn't have your normal flow, but the defense stood up. Like, how, having complementary football, how important is that for you guys to have the success you guys are having?
Yeah, we don't win the game if it's not for our defense, playing really well and keeping them out of the end zone and, keeping them from scoring points. But we got to find a way whenever they are playing really well to go help them out and continue to put points on the board and build momentum off of it. We can't just, have 3-and-outs or rely on them to continue to make stops. We know this is the Big 12. We know offenses are good, and they're going to find a way to put points on the board. It's just the nature of it. So props to our defense. They played really well today, and they got us this win.
On the wide open throw to Royer, it looked like you were giving like a eye motion. What were you kind of signaling to him or trying
just feel yourself that open and just kind of give me your eyes a little bit earlier. That's it. Really good catch by him, bailing me out there. And, we work on that throughout the week. So just a little bit of miscommunication. He did a good job of bailing me out.
Did UCF do anything schematically on defense that maybe you weren't expecting or caught you off guard?
I wouldn't really say not expecting. I would just say, we were just too sloppy. Had a couple of missed throws, a couple of drops, couldn't get the run game going, just all the little things like that, it's tough to get into a rhythm whenever those things aren't going your way.
Pre-play, I feel like I see you directing traffic a lot, moving like 3 or 4 guys. Is there a part of you that thinks that might be happening a little too much 7 weeks into the season?
Obviously we want to go fast, and sometimes whenever you're going fast, it's, there's some of the guys will just have a brain fart because sometimes we're just using one words and you got to know where you're going. Sometimes the one word just is hash dependent. Sometimes the ball's in the middle of the field, so you just got to kind of direct traffic and just make sure everybody's lined up. So, and then on the touchdown to Jeff, the reason it took so long was just, you'd rather have Jeff out there than, no offense to Gavin Grover, but you would rather have Jeff out there than Gavin. So just trying to direct the traffic there and find a way to get everybody lined up.
When you do win 5 straight and one game comes up where the offense isn't playing to its potential, how do you avoid complacency because you saw you could get away with it and still walk away with a conference win?
I would just say that nobody's, we're happy with the win, but nobody's satisfied. Nobody feels like we just went out there and played our best game by any means. It's a UCF team that's really good on defense, and we got to find a way to put points on the board regardless of who we're playing. So going forward, we know the standard of what we can be, so we got to get back to that, as fast as possible.
Being 3-0 in the Big 12, though, are you guys taking any time to enjoy that before your next game, which could make you bowl eligible?
We'll enjoy it probably until we start watching film tomorrow. Once we're done watching film tomorrow, and then it's on to the next.
You've really cut your turnover-worthy play rate. Just you're putting balls in bad traffic, just in harm's way, and that was evident today. I don't think I really saw any turnover-worthy plays, and maybe it gets logged eventually. But is the lack of pressure in the protection you're getting kind of letting you work through your progressions more and making you more comfortable to be able to get to, I can throw the ball away here, or I don't have to necessarily put it in harm's way?
Yeah, and just, trusting our offense and trusting Sat to put us in the right situations too, knowing that, hey, we can throw the ball away and live to fight another down. We got an unbelievable punter that can flip the field for us, kind of try to play the long game there if we have to. Obviously, our goal is to move the chains and put points on the board every drive, but it's not always going to happen like that. So at the end of the day, we talk about playing complementary football. Sometimes you just got to throw one away and live to fight another down, and trust our special teams unit to flip the field, and then defense to get a stop, and then us to go put points on the board on the back end.
I think you only had 2 possessions in the third quarter. What's it like when they're going on like this 9-minute, 17-play drive? Nothing happened out of it, but you're wanting to get on the field, I assume.
Yeah, it's tough for us, but it's tougher for the defense, obviously having to be out there that long and to find a way to stand up and keep them from, scoring anything, especially when they're down 3 possessions, I think it was. They can drive for 9 minutes and, not do anything, and that's fine with us. But after that and after our defense gets a big stop, we got to find a way to go put points on the board and keep our defense off the field. Obviously, if we score a touchdown in one play, I don't think our defense is going to be mad at us. But if we have a 3 and out, it's unacceptable. So we got to find a way to just keep the drives going and put points on the board.
Couple more snaps under center this week. Iron things out.
Yeah, we got to find a way to just continue to just get the under center game going. Obviously, we had a couple plays today. The goal line play, we kind of got tripped up a little bit. That can't happen. Just all the little things. We had too many mistakes today as an offense that we will get cleaned up.
How tough is under center for quarterbacks these days? It's not 10, 15 years ago. You never take snaps under center. How difficult is that?
I wouldn't really say it's difficult. We rep it all the time in practice, and we're making sure that our mesh is good. It's just certain things have to happen the right way for the play to hit. They didn't today, but we'll make sure it gets cleaned up.
Any other questions for Brendan? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir.